All right, so I guess I'll hold this right between us.
Yeah, it's recording already?
Yes, it's recording.
Okay, so...
All right, so obviously it's been a while since I've worked with you as a client. Now we can consider ourselves pretty good friends. Honestly, how long has it been since you did your boot camp with me?
I did the boot camp around almost a year ago, a little bit over a year ago. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did like 6 months of consultation calls. Mm-hmm. And up to that, then I thought it was time to take a boot camp. I wanted to get some hands-on training. I felt like, man, this is like a part of my life I wanted to get handled. So I just figured, you were a genuine guy. I saw your videos. I was like, holy shit, this guy has a similar backstory to me. And this guy could probably help me out. Because, I just saw a lot of coaches. I just didn't feel like they had their best interest in me and they just wanted to sell me something. Whereas for you, I can tell you're passionate about the game. Yeah. This is something that, you're not doing it for the money. So that's really what made me, take that first step. But also, having courage to take it, because approaching girls is so scary, like as it is. That's one of the big reasons why I decided to take a boot camp.
Yeah. Well, tell me this. So after your first boot camp, after the consultations, tell me your progress through the coaching.
So through the consultations, they were really cool, except I wanted a coach. So that's why, I took boot camp. So after that, it was just crazy because just approaching after approaching, you get like kind of numb. It ends up not being like a big deal anymore. Yeah. Like girls are just like humans. They're just like people. Everyone's a stranger until you meet them. And I would just say I took the pressure off myself because it's not really that big of a deal. Once you have success in this, it's more like you care about the person instead of like the looks and the attractiveness. Yeah. So that's how my progression grew in terms of after the boot camp, because then I was able to approach anyone I wanted to. I thought that was pretty fucking cool.
And then you started having higher quality problems.
Exactly. Yeah.
Then you started having like crazies trying to tie you down and whatnot.
Yeah. So that's
a way better problem than it is otherwise, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, it's a lot. It's just a high quality problem. Exactly. Now you just got girls that like you too much.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right. So tell me this: would you recommend a boot camp to? Who would you recommend a boot camp to, and who would you say it's not for?
It's definitely for the person who wants to get better and it's action orientated, because this is such a practical skill. Like you have to go do it. You can't just think about it. You need some practice. It's like basketball. Like you learn by doing. So I would say someone who's very action orientated and is willing to, that has enough courage to just take the first step, which is, going out and actually doing this stuff alone or not, without crutches, like no drinking, because I know some people get in their head and stuff like that. So that's the type of person who I think you should take a boot camp, because if you're in Las Vegas, when the clubs are open, it's an intense environment. And if you're not taking action, you're missing out, because you need to learn.
Well, tell me this. What is the experience of a boot camp like?
You definitely approach a lot of girls. There's a lot of girls, especially here in Vegas. There's very pretty girls. So I would say for me, it was I remember when I would go out alone, and once I started feeling pain and it wasn't fun, I would just go home or just get in my head about it. But out here, it's you have a coach who's telling you it's getting your emotional state going. And I just felt like it was I was in training mode. So, I'm sorry, what was the question again?
How do you explain a boot camp if somebody's never been on one? What was the experience like for you with me coaching?
Okay, so it was really cool because I was able to see how you weren't getting in your head and how you were able to keep approaching and keep going back after back, and you even leaving some sets just to come help me when you saw I was messing up. And I thought that was pretty cool. For a night game, I think I'm just a guy who prefers day game, just because I don't like the crazy environment, and being with a coach definitely makes it just less crazy and more normal, as you can say, because I've never been to a club. I've been to clubs, but never to a nightclub like this, a crazy one. So definitely a coach definitely helped transition that, and I would say I feel more comfortable if I were to go in a nightclub again. I haven't been in a while, but I would say it wouldn't be as hard as if it was the first time.
Well, I know that you and me both were talking about doing another boot camp here in the future, so we can work more on day game than those ones. Tell me this though. Would you say all right, so I know that at the very end of the boot camp you kind of had kind of a spiritual experience?
Oh yeah, definitely. towards the end of the boot camp, and I've heard of experiences like this where it's almost like a psychedelic type feeling. So towards the boot camp, like it was really tough for me because I was just getting in my head, and I was just freezing up. And then towards the end, there was just a moment. It was very spiritual. Like I just like let go. Like I just stopped caring. It just like, I don't know. It's like I play basketball. I like basketball, and there's some moments where I play basketball where I literally feel like I'm flying, and I'm not thinking about the thing. I'm throwing it to my friend without looking, even though I didn't even know he was there. But like like I'm approaching without even knowing my legs are moving. I'm keeping perfect eye contact without even realizing. I'm smiling. I'm having fun, and all I'm really thinking about is, who's this person? I want to find out who this girl is, but I'm not even thinking about everything else I'm doing right. So I thought that was really cool because it was like I finally let go. So that's how it was towards the end.
Well, I feel like a lot of people, whenever they go out and approach, this is a big problem, is like, or like in general with their lives, they don't realize all this because they're just constantly in their own body and in their own beliefs. They get this thing where they just feel like it's a constant adding of weights on their shoulders that they don't notice, but it's so incremental and so consistent that you don't notice it's there. And then after a certain point of gaming, it just goes away. It like kind of fades away. And in that moment, you just feel relaxed and at ease. Like the worries that are constantly in the back of your head, those programs just go away. And you reach this like almost like this like nirvana in a way, because it's actually it's like your base. It's actually where you should be. It's like where you are as a child. But it's like all that stuff just weighs on you over time.
Yeah, exactly. So that's how that ending went. It was really cool. Like definitely one of the top experiences that I've ever had. And honestly, I think the reason I was able to get that is because I worked pretty fucking hard at it. Like I wanted it so bad. And like it takes work. Like I thought it was gonna be easy. Like I'm only now finding out that I'm naturally like extroverted. And to think that like some people who are more introverted and still go through this, like it really, I admire them, because this is hard. Like there's no magic pill. Like if you guys are gonna go on this boot camp and like you guys are thinking of like maybe like you're gonna get some like easy results in terms of like talking to girls, like no, you have to like work at this. Like if you have a sticking point, like it's not going to get better by you just like ignoring it. You have to. I took a lot of notes. I made a lot of infields, and I had another cool coach too. And that really helped me out too. Definitely mentors. Like,
well, I know personally, I wish that I got more mentors when I was younger, and I actually still regret it. And I talk about it all the time with you. And I also too, I'm working on getting even more. Like I was trying to hire some coaches I was telling you about, before COVID happened, and that kind of made me mad. But all right, so here, let's finish this up. Tell them. All right, in your personal opinion, if you're doing all the right work, is it worth the effort? Is it like, if you put in the effort, will you make improvements?
Yes, definitely. If you're putting in the work, you're doing the approaches, and you're not doing the same thing every day. I think a lot of guys have mastered one thing, and whether that's video games, chess, or whatever, practice is what got them there. So I think if you're practicing, it's almost inevitable you're going to get results.
Yeah, that's 110%. Okay, anyways, I guess that's pretty much it. With that being said, peace.
All right, that was sick.